Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Good to know that you are here and you are there as well for us. Again, thank you. This is Morning Spring on Western Spring Television, where we have conversations about the betterment of our dear nation called Nigeria. We look at the headline and then we then get talking about different topics. And today, topic you don't want to miss it. Beat Femi Ojo is my name. Thank you for staying with us here at Western Spring Television on channel 190 on StarTimes DTT and also on our different social media platforms, especially our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. Evelyn, good morning.
Good morning, Femi. How are you doing today?
Very well.
Good morning, people. Yes, nothing, absolutely nothing beats to experience the freshness of a new day. We are grateful to God for life and that we have experienced another day in the month of July. It is the third day, and of course, we know that as usual, it's going to be a great month for us, and we are going to experience the best July ever. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, welcoming you especially to another beautiful edition of Morning Spring, where we'll talk about different issues affecting us as a people, helping you to have a better and deeper understanding of the issues at hand so you can make informed choices. Welcome once again on board.
Right, and talking about, by the way, the past few days have been quite eventful in the nation and in Africa as well. The situation is in Kenya. One would think since President Ruto declined assent and, you know, that controversial tax bill was, you know, removed. And you would think everything will have died down. But it seems the protest and that movement, I think, for the Kenyan people, especially the young ones, is beyond the tax. I think that tax thing was just more like a wake-up call. And the whole thing has really degenerated. And the young people are not standing down. And you see many enthusiasts, you know, about revolutions, about good governance in Nigeria, have been pointing at, you know, the cue, like Nigerians to take a cue, but then if it's the right cue or the wrong cue, time shall tell. But then leaders should know that people will always have a choice, or a voice rather, when the time is right. We'll go on a short break right now. When we'll come back, we'll dive straight into what the papers are for us. Good Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. We'll be back. All right, we'll be starting the headline segment with The Guardian newspaper. Quite a busy page, if you ask me. And then here we go. Oronsaya report. Proposed mergers rattle MDAs. Lobbying intensifies at National Assembly. Proposed mergers rattle MDAs. Lobbying intensifies at National Assembly. And of course, you have the, you know, arrowheads here. The president, the SGF, the Senate president, and of course, I think the head of service, and of course, the woman in charge of performance review of the ministers there. And, you know, the name just escaped me right now. But then, cholera toll hit 63 deaths, 2,102 cases in 33 states. That's disturbing. Sultan lacks power to appoint anyone, Sokoto government declares. Sultan lacks powers to appoint anyone, Sokoto government declares. Remember, there's been this back and forth between the Sultanate, the state government. Many persons have been saying, can you leave the Sultan alone? The Sokoto government has come out to say, we don't have any vendetta against him. But then deniers upon deniers, here we are. We have in the story. Sultan lacks power to appoint anyone, Sokoto government declares. A National Assembly spineless a rubber stamp, says ex-PGF DG Lukman. Again, National Assembly spineless. A rubber stamp, says ex-PGF, that's Progressive Governors Forum, DG Lukman. And Nigerians spend 16.5 trillion naira, that's 60% of 2024 electricity budget on generators. Take that again. Nigerians spend 16.5 trillion naira, 60% of 2024 electricity budget on generators. And the question is, whose fault is that? And whose loss as well? Federal government rolls out fresh withholding tax regulations. Again, federal government rolls out fresh withholding tax regulations. Okay, you need a detail or the detail. Business page 15 of The Guardian has that. And Unity School debacle rather. Unity School debacle, how 1,800 teachers got employed but unpaid for 36 months. That's 3 years. Unity School debacle, how 1,800 teachers got employed but unpaid for 36 months. Who employed them? You know, working for 3 years. What can they give? What measure of commitment would they have? You know, not being paid, hungry for 36 months. This is one that should not just be swept under the carpet. And of course, you can see just below that pictures of the Southeast Governors Forum. All right, it's good that we have regions, you know, governors from regions from a particular place meeting. We hope it's towards the betterment of the people of that particular place. And Governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, his colleague from Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, who is the chairman, Southeast Governors Forum, and Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, Governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, Governor of Ebonyi State, Francis Nwefuro, presenting a communique after a meeting of the forum at the Government House, Enugu, Tuesday. The chairman is the Imo State Governor, of the Southeast Governors, is Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma. Good to know, but let them do whatever they have to do to help their people. 5 governors of the Southeast here, gentlemen. And that will be all from the front page of the Guardian newspaper.
All right, we head on to the Punch newspaper at this time. On the Punch newspaper, boldly written, cholera, 33 states battle 2,102 cases as NYC enforces strict camp rules. With a rider, Lagos, Bayelsa, 8 others have 90% of cases as infection spread to 122 local government areas. This actually very alarming and very concerning, and we hope that this issue of the cholera spread is contained before we have an epidemic situation all across the country. Away from that, FDA directs MDAs to patronize made in Nigeria goods. Someone will say we are here again. We had a whole lot of this during the Buhari administration, Muhammad Buhari administration, and we are still here. Are we, playing, using the same script with different actors? Because this was also said during the Muhammad Buhari era, and I can say that it wasn't complied with 100%. Away from that, to Dangote decries high interest rate, seeks government intervention. Interest rate now all-time high 30%, and manufacturers, producers, business owners are complaining, and one of such is Aliko Dangote, who is the CEO of Dangote Industries Limited, decrying high interest rate and saying that the government should intervene. That story is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And 5 to die by a hanging for headers killing in Osun. You can get on page 5 to read more details of that story. And from Osun, moving to the Southeast governors to meet Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Top corner, top strip of the Punch newspaper this morning. Tinubu seeks National Assembly's nod as tax regime begins January. Nigerians bought 16 trillion naira generators fuel in 2023. This is according to the federal government. Nigerians bought 16 trillion naira generators fuel in 2023. We all know that these generators are not made in Nigeria, so whichever country is producing these generators have influx of revenue coming in from our country. Hoping 16 trillion naira is what we give to them, or we give to them in the year 2023. That's in addition to fuel consumption too. CBN threatens to sanction banks rejecting old dollar notes. And border bombings. Military plans crack down as reps begin probe. Military plans crack down as reps begin probe. It was actually a sad situation in Borno some days back, where we had female suicide bombers, detonating some explosives that killed the death toll now is put at 32. 3 different locations, and these bombs went off. It's good to know that the military is involved and the probe has begun in earnest. It's a sad situation, but that will be all from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Punch newspaper, we move to the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune for today. And part of what we're looking at, businesses can't grow at 30% interest rate. Dangote tells federal government, just like Evelyn said, a whooping 30% interest rate. What would be the lifespan, of such a business when you have to pay 30% back?
It's two things: the consumer would pay for it, or the business would have to actually hold up.
Be choked. You're not talking about the debt; it's the interest. 30%.
30%.
Oh, wow, really? And we're talking about ease of doing business, talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
All right. And if a Dangote will complain, your guess is as good as mine. With a rider, government working with man on new roadmap to improve manufacturing. Shatima. All right. Tongues are beginning to wag now about Shatima. Many persons think he's becoming more of a motivational speaker right now. Maybe his boss will not be much of a speaker, but he is. But the speaking is not commensurate with the work, with what we are seeing right now. All right. If government is working with Manufacturer Association of Nigeria new roadmap to improve manufacturing, and then bank loans interest rate is at 30%. What kind of work are you doing exactly? Moving on. Somal workers protest. 1 dead, 12 suspects arrested. How? Why? What happened? Loss of lives. Unnecessary loss of lives. 4-story building collapses in FCT. 3 rescued. Again. Sad. Cholera. NCDC registers 63 deaths. 2,102 suspected cases. Cholera. We have almost 1 month in with this situation, and you think we should be moving clear by now. But then, just like we always say, let everybody take responsibility for themselves. Bandits kill lecturer in Katsina, abduct his children. How? And of course, the how is what we're... Okay, maybe the how is not the question, but how come they are doing this thing free, roaming about, roaming free? Like Nigeria is one state without security apparatus. Of course, you still get to see, I think, security personnel coming out with statistics, people they have been able to neutralize, but they then wonder, these people, are they not decreasing? What is fueling, bandits and increasing? These are the issues. And of course, you have the picture of the Southeast governors at a meeting yesterday. Away from that, parties knock Wike over threat on King Gibe. Want FCT Minister court to order. An ex-governor's attack is verbal violence. NNPP. I don't know, maybe you've seen that video, Evelyn. of Minister Wike speaking about the sitting senator Ireti Kingibe in FCT. The two have not been getting along, which is okay, fair, so to say. But for you to say the woman spoke on a television station, but you are the one in charge now, and you will show her that you are the one in charge, she will not return. Wow, really?
Wike is known for statements like that. I mean, is known to always want to cause shaking wherever it is. I mean, this is Abuja, not Rivers. He's having issues back at home, and he wants to still have issues at his PPA, primary place of assignment. I think
want to dominate everywhere.
Actually should talk to
as
Minister.
An appointee.
Exactly.
Over an elected representative.
Exactly.
Of the people.
Someone should talk to Minister Wike. He has to actually bring it down. He has to tone it down.
He's not even hiding it.
This is not Rivers. This is Abuja, and it's the seat of power. Minister Wike really has to tone it down.
You are just a minister, for God's sake, of the FCT.
He has to tone it down.
Southeast governors to meet Tinubu over Nnamdi Kanu and adopt July 13 as Wole Soyinka Day, Alaki of Egbala, and advises at the federal government. I think the sage is 90. I know that's quite a long life, by the way, and quite an adventurous one, impactful one, by the way. Wole Soyinka. Kanu Emirship tussle, court to hear suit tomorrow. And FG clears $850 million debt to EU airlines. People will say we are getting there. NNPCL declares state of emergency on crude oil production. Really? All right. Federal government exempts farmers, manufacturers, small businesses from paying withholding tax. You know, that's some things amount to comedy, really, Evelyn. You know, when you see some of this intervention that looks good, and then you see some decisions again, it looks like we are moving forward, we are moving backward.
One step forward, 5 steps backward. That's
exempting manufacturers, small businesses from paying withholding tax, but then interest loan
30%.
is 30%. What are we doing? That will be all from the front page of the Tribune.
All right, let's see what we have on the Nation newspaper this morning. Government targets passage of new tax laws in Q3. That's on the Nation newspaper this morning. And it is impossible to create jobs with high interest on loans, says Dangote. The man is speaking there, is so concerned about this new all-time high interest rate put at 30%, saying that it is impossible to create jobs with high interest rate. But look at it, Femi. How possible is it for a business owner, a manufacturer, to actually employ more people when he knows he has more interest to pay on some of the loans that he has taken?
How can he or she even pay for the ones he or she have?
Exactly.
You're talking about more.
And
when you have 30% to pay
how
back,
this would actually trickle down on the consumer is that the prices of their goods and services will become higher, and the consumer will have to pay through their nose. And we know that. But then
the ripple effect is, you know, as part of what we are saying, is when the price become increased, the consumer have to pay. Sales will be affected. Sales rather will be affected. The consumer will not buy as much
as they used to. They'll have to prioritize what is this actually necessary.
Manufacturers are complaining. They have their goods in their warehouses. Nobody is buying.
Exactly. And I think the government needs to actually heed this call, especially from Aliko Dangote at this time. And varsities face another round of disruption, declared July 13. Wole Soyinka Day, Alake urges federal government, and not so much on the Nation newspaper this morning. And that will be all from the Nation, the front page of the Nation.
All right, something similar is what the Daily Trust has. Something similar. Daily Trust, CBN's interest rate hike hindering growth and job creation. Dangote, macroeconomic environment stifling manufacturing sector. That's coming from MAN, and federal government haps on local content made in Nigerian goods. Interesting. Federal government haps. When you are happing on local content made in Nigerian goods, and then you have the FCT minister, you saw the denim he wore that thing yesterday, and then people put a cost to it, and then he sold this particular tirade of the minister of the FCT. The clothes he wore was one supposed to be a designer, by the way. And then there was a cost put to it, and then it's almost around £1,400. You know, and then we're talking about local content. Yeah, I'm not sure you get what I'm saying. So it depends. Local, let's consume local, but our senators, our parliamentarians are ordering
are they consuming
foreign-made vehicles.
Are their family consuming local?
So who are the
products?
ones? Evelyn and Femi should
they'll say just you have to make do with what you have. So if that's what your money can afford, why not just go local instead of buying?
How about people that have enough money to consume local and improve local content? They with the money back. They are the money back.
We need to sound that to their ears as much as we can. Like I said, this is not the first time we're hearing of sorts.
Of course.
During the administration of Muhammad Buhari.
Buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria.
Exactly. Buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria. Promote made in Nigeria products and all of that. In fact, there was this promotion of made in Nigeria rice.
Since President Obasanjo's time.
To eat made in Nigeria rice and all of that. But what are the impact have we seen? What impact have we seen on the economy? That's to tell you that these are just mere talks. Nobody is walking the talk. It's just to show, let them see us working. Are you really working? Are you really invested and interested in this Nigeria project? These are the questions we should actually ask some of our leaders. They need to lead by example.
I agree, really, Evelyn. And a few days ago, we are hearing of purchase of tires. 240 million naira. I'm not sure that tire was made in Aba or was made in somewhere in Nnewi or Kene in Kogi State. These are the issues. We're talking about manufacturing just now. When I know that I have to do all I can to sustain the business, then you factor in the cost of production. It gets increased. You're talking about interest rates. You're not talking about the atmosphere of you even doing that business, and then you do everything finish. You have to market, and then you market, and the goods get to the stores, the shops, and people that, for a particular product like bread, you used to buy like 1,000 naira. All of a sudden, you are hearing that because of the business atmosphere, you have to be buying it at 1,004, 1,008. Then if it is a must that a family or an individual should buy that bread, somebody that will easily buy two before will not buy two again. Would rather buy one, and then the family will have to struggle. They just have to do whatever to share it. So that two sales for that person are reduced to one. And if that will happen for 10, 100 persons, you know that goods will remain in the store. If it's perishable, it will get perished, and then the loss increases. These are the issues. I think our leaders should do what is right. And it's getting to one point that people are becoming tired. Like, nothing is actually new, except the way of siphoning funds. Leaders will always find new ways of siphoning funds. Well, when it comes to interventions, nothing is new. And if actually that intervention have become intervention, we will keep asking these questions, talking about these issues, so that one day we will come here on this program and other programs as well and talk about what we are seeing. We started... I talked about the situation in Kenya, and it started with no tax, that tax bill should be withdrawn. We cannot do this. Now the tax bill has been withdrawn, although so many lives have been lost unnecessarily. But then it's like the young people are not backing down. Although many persons will see maybe they are an overreach at the moment. The thing you are fighting for have been suspended. So why you still keep going? For many persons will say it takes one decision to tickle the people into doing what they have always wanted to do, like we are seeing in Kenya right now.
Yes, I should say probably the Kenya's caught the NSAS bug. You remember that in 2020, this was like what we had in Nigeria, although how it fizzled out was not one thing Nigerians would want to recall again. But Kenyans going all out even after the finance bill has been withdrawn actually shows that they are not satisfied, and many of them are disappointed in Williams Ruto. A lot of people
and the manner the young people have been addressed. Many persons are saying that.
A lot of young people actually sang the song of William Ruto when he was campaigning and all of that, when he wanted to, he was vying for presidency. But right now it seems they are disappointed at what he's doing, and that is it. When the young ones, when the youth are actually unsatisfied, it will take a lot to keep them calm. So we hope that our leaders here will actually do the right thing, so we do not have what we have in Kenya right here in Nigeria, because people are dissatisfied, people are hungry and
we
angry.
all are.
All right, we go for this break. When we return, we will be speaking to issues affecting our country, especially speaking to the corruption drive by successive government, especially the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Do not go anywhere. Morning Spring will be right back.